Today we're going to be carrying on with the Celica. We're going to see if we can make a fiberglass version of the actual front splitter that's on there. And see if we can smooth it a little bit on the edges, make it look a little bit more appealing. So I'm quite happy with it, I just don't like the actual sides of it, so we're going to see if we can smooth those off. So we're going to grab some tools, get it in the workshop so we're not freezing, and get started. That was fun. Still some damage underneath from the water I went through. Broken all the clips, so something else I've got to have a look at while it's off. So I'm going to grab this, stick it in the workshop, dry it all off and clean it, and we'll get started on the fiberglassing. So it's a lot nicer and warmer in here now. Put them in out in the rain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a wipe over, give it a good clean. And then we're going to assess what we've got to actually do. So I'd like to make this area here, you can see that on camera, yeah, this area here square. So I'm actually going to build that up with cardboard and tape first, and then I'm going to make the actual front lip go from this line here down to there, so it's all looks like one piece in theory. So give this a little bit of a wipe. I'm going to remove the grill as well because that's all damaged. From the water, so I'll see if I can repair that. Hopefully I can. If not, I'll see if I can get online and get another one. I've got to get a new under tray as well because that's all damaged. I could do the new front bumper really because all the actual clips are all broken on it. You may have seen in the previous video where I actually put this front splitter on. It's from an eBay, just a cheap old thing, and moulded it to fit. Which I'm not happy with the actual finish of it. I wasn't when I first put it on. It was only 20 quid for the actual splitter, so hopefully this will make something a little bit more pleasing to the eye and be a one-off sort of front splitter, I think. So I can turn you cleaning, get it all ready, and then I'll start masking it up. It's vinyl wrap this, not very well. It's all, the vinyl was all cheap and nasty, it's all starting to lift. But I'm going to leave that vinyl off and use that as protection. I'm going to mask all this off in with masking tape and use that as the barrier. Then I can peel this off. And while I'm actually doing all the bodywork on the actual splitter and the front lip, I can leave this on for now. Put the front lamp back on. Not that I'm going anywhere. Don't seem to be going very far at the moment with the oil locked down. Well, the clips seem nice and firm, it's just those bottom ones that I've destroyed. I may have to drill it and self-tapper it or something. Shall see. Going to come off? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah. It's actually alright. Well, these clips are broken real and I think it's just the clips on here. That's something I was going to address. Okay, cool. Get that out of the way. Get this set up. As you can see up close, it's all pretty rough. You can see where the vinyl's all lifting, starting to peel. It was just going to be a temporary job, this splitter anyway. So, as I was saying before, this line here I'm going to make so it goes flush. So there's no actual indentation, so it's just like a one-piece splitter. Similar to the C1 splitter, but the C1 comes right up here. So this one I want to go to just this line here, and then I'm going to continue this line here through there I think. The only problem I can really see is because I want to actually go all the way through here as well. Make this all one piece. So it's all one piece, and then round all this off here. So there's going to be quite a lot of body work on this, I think. But that's fine. Usually you'd make a mould first and then use that mould to make your piece, but this I'm going to use the actual bumper as the actual mould and take it off from that. So it's just going to be a one-off piece, so I'm not like I'm going to be making loads of them. Yeah, and I'm going to try and smooth that in there, but I'm going to try and do a lot of this with masking tape and try and get it as smooth and as clean as I can with the masking and how the shape I want it. So I quite like that line through there. Definitely I want to keep this line, so I really like that. And get rid of this, of course. And then I'll be able to bodywork this with some filler, and then we can prime it, paint it, and make it look like a proper piece. Again, like that piece there, I want to try and bring that down as well and reshape all this. So that's pretty much the plan. So what I'm doing now is get some masking tape and some cardboard and see if I can build a shape I actually want to build, and then we'll start laying some fiberglass. Okay, so as you can see, I've put some just cardboard pieces in here just to build that actual panel out, and then I'll tape over them so it looks something like this side. So it's a lot smoother on there, and that line through here as well. So that'll be my mould line. I'm going to put a little bit more tape on here because it's sunk in there, so I might even put a little bit more cardboard in there. But you could actually build an entire front lip if you wanted from cardboard and use that as your actual base, and then put your fiberglass over the top of that to make your actual piece. And then the Sharpie lines are going to be my cut line, because that should transfer onto the fiberglass, the Sharpie. So then I can use that as my reference for my cut line. And then I'm going to actually this camera's playing up again today, so if it is out of focus I do apologise. And then I'm going to try and actually go the glass right up to here. So I think it's not going to be a negative return here, so it's not actually going to be bent backwards, so it should actually just pop out all in one. So I'd like to actually go all the way to here and do it as one continuous front lip. So I'll continue with the masking, get a bit more of that done. And then I'm going to give it a light coat of wax all over on the tape, just to help the fiberglass release from the actual tape. And then we'll start fiberglassing. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the actual fiberglass kit I got from Amazon. It's quite a comprehensive kit actually. You get your mixing pots, some mixing sticks, nice paintbrush, your activator with a little syringe so you can actually get the measurements for the actual activator correct. A nice roller which is going to come in handy for removing any air pockets, etc. Gloves, which are always handy. A couple of just cloths for cleaning up, etc. And resin, which is a nice weight. I think how much is in there? 1 kilogram white resin. That's quite interesting. It's white. And then acetone for clean up, which is good. Always need that. And then there's 2 weights of fiberglass. You've got the 300 gram, which I'm going to lay down first. Probably I'm going to do 1 layer of this, and then you've got the tissue afterwards, which I'll probably use on the top, so I get a nicer, smoother finish for the finished piece. So I don't have to worry too much about putting loads and loads of filler on there, which I'm going to do anyway. I've got the big boy plastic flexi filler. I've got some Isopon P38 as well. Okay, so we'll have a read of the instructions and mix up a little bit of the resin. I'm going to trim the actual pieces first. I think I'll get all the pieces all cut to size so I can lay them all over. But I will give the tape a little light coat of wax as well first, just to help the actual release when the actual fiberglass is dry. And the whole kit was £27 from Amazon, which I don't think is too bad since it's a comprehensive kit. So I'm doing a little bit of footage on my iPhone because my actual video camera is actually playing up a little bit. As you can see, it's all taped up, lines are all marked. This will be my cut line, this will be my swage line. going to go for one layer of the 300 fiberglass, and then I'm going to go over the top with the tissue. Got plastic on the floor. Try and keep my workshop clean and tidy as I can. I'll probably do the returns back over here afterwards, so I'll let it dry and then I'll create the returns after. But if I can fold any fiberglass behind the back of there, then I will. So next thing I can do is mix up some resin, coat the actual masking tape with some with a coat of resin, and then I'll lay the glass on and stipple it in with a paintbrush. There we go, all glassed. I did actually lose my pen line through here, where I'm going to use as a swage line, because it's a white resin, not a clear resin, but that's fine. I can always draw that back in and remake this swage line here, which I want to do. There's going to be a little bit of smoothing to be done down here. That's fine, that can all be done in bodywork. The return's going to probably go through here, so I'll trim all that when that's dry through there. I'm going to raise it up slightly because it was a little bit low before, and then through here again. I'm going to have to probably put a little bit of glass through there to raise that area up there to make that a little bit thicker. So I don't want to do all that in filler if I can help it. And as for the returns, I'm probably going to wait for it to dry, and then I'll trim these bits off, flip her over, and then I'll do the returns that way with it on its face, so it's easy to get a nice return through there then. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I use about 500ml of the actual resin, so not a massive amount. Just going to let that dry now, and then we'll do the returns, trim her all up, and we can start bodyworking it. So I did a little bit of strengthening along this piece here, like I said I was going to, just to bring that out a little bit. I have noticed this side, it actually kicks in a little bit there, so I may have to just cut along here, pin that out and re-glass it, probably from the back I think, just to bring that, it's still wet, just to bring that out to match the other side. And then I've done a little piece just in here to strengthen that, and also to give me that return down through here, which I'm going to continue with filler when I bodywork it. That there should give me some more strength, also so I don't have to put as much filler in there as well. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased. It's drying nicely. Just got to do is leave it overnight, take it off in the morning. I'll mark it up in the morning as well when I want to trim it, and I should be able to get the black Sharpie line at the back, so I can trim it from the back as well. I'll just do that with the angle grinder with a cutting disc on it. I'll trim along the edges as well and do the returns tomorrow, and then we can start doing the filler and bodywork. So I'll see you in the morning. So it's the next day and it's dried really nicely. I've just done the returns on this. I just trimmed them off with the angle grinder along this edge. I just put a little bit of fiberglass over there just to make a little return. I can finesse this and make it a lot nicer with a bit of fibre filler and then some filler just to neaten it all up. But so far, yeah, it's gone quite nice. I'll trim along the inside of this edge here when the returns are dry, and then I'll pop it off. Looks like it's going to release quite nicely. Yeah, easy. Probably take the vinyl with it as well, but that's fine, I'm not bothered about that. Yeah, it's going to release quite nicely, and then we'll strip it all down, trim it all up, put it back on and start sanding and filling and see how it looks. But I'm pretty pleased so far. I'm back on the iPhone again because my other camera's actually packed in completely, so I'm going to order myself a new camera as well. Now I've got to try and do something with these clips as well, because it's like I've lost 2 clips here when I hit that deep water. They all seem to have broken. And looks like I've lost the entire nut there somehow. Right, I'll see what I can do. I might be able to bolt that in somehow or screw it into the actual thing. But yeah, that's another little project. So we'll let those dry and then we'll pop it all, remove it from the actual bumper, and we'll trim it. So I've just quickly trimmed along the bottom, just roughly. So now I'm going to see if I can just gently prise it off. It's quite flexible, which is what I want. I don't want a too heavy a piece really. Still quite sticky where it's attached to the tape. There we go. Perfect. Yes. I tacked all the vinyl, which I thought it would do anyway, but that's fine. Remove all that anyway. So we're taking the splitter off before I put it back on the car. It's all a good clean up, the wipe over with some acetone. Just really want repainting, so I might even do that this summer. Clean all the front end up a little bit, nice and sticky, still sticky underneath, but now the air will get to it and give it a chance to dry. So I might even just put it back on overnight onto the actual bumper, just so it's probably a little bit weak on that corner there, so I'll probably strengthen that up. I could do that on the inside. I'll probably bolt it back on the bumper overnight after I've trimmed it, just so it dries thoroughly to the correct shape. So if it dries it's the wrong shape, then I'm going to have to start cutting it and repinning it, etc. But now, I'll go in the bin. Yeah, it's still really sticky underneath, but it's still a little bit wet. Now the air's going to be able to get to it. Yeah, it should dry nicely. Yeah, it's a little bit weak there, but that's fine. Yeah, and there's my Sharpie lines. So I'm going to trim to those now, and then we'll stick it back on and we'll have a look. Take all this tape off. The tape reacts a little bit with the resin as well, so it makes it a little bit sticky. Yeah, it's a nice lightweight piece, it's not something really heavy. Yeah, that side's quite firm there, this side's just a little bit weak on that joint there. Either it's not fully dried or cured yet, or it might just need a little bit more fiberglass, but that's not a problem. Beauty of fiberglass, you can do just about anything with it. Right, so I'll continue stripping all this tape off, getting a real mess, and then I think I'll give it a wipe down with some acetone, and then I'll trim the actual lines, and we'll try it back on and see what it looks like. It's all trimmed. It's on. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I've got to flatten this edge up a little bit, but I think I want to take that edge a little bit more square anyway through here, because it just kicked down and I want it to go, continue with that line here, so I'll probably measure that and just do a a straight edge along there, I think. That's pulling out there a bit, so I think I'll just tape that in place till it's fully cured. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I may have to strengthen it up, like I say, a little bit, especially on this side here. It's a little bit weak in this joint here, so I may put a bit more glass on it. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it needs a lot more bodywork now, so I'll probably do that next. Start doing a bit of sanding, neaten this edge off here. Like I said before, may have to bring this edge out, but as it's thingy, I may just be able to just do that with it. Well, it's in like that, I need just to do that. Let's pivot that out, so I may be able to do that. That might work. Yeah, really happy so far. So the next step is sanding, some filler work, smooth all this out, get the shape back all along here. Put the shape back in here. I'll just grab my Sharpie. So the actual original line was through here like that. So I want to bring that back in. Through there, you can see a little bit on that one. Through there like so. And then I'll increase that shape there to match in with that line there. So we've got a nice return. That'll fade into nothing here. See on there? Fade that into nothing there and then increase it into that, so that marks there. Clean all this up here. The back's pretty nice, that's quite smooth actually. And the same with that. Through there, down to nothing there. And I'll fill all this and make all this square. I can always strengthen this from the back actually as well, do another layer of glass at the back if I have to. Even just a little bit of fibre filler will probably strengthen it up. So I'll probably do a little bit of fibre filler through there, strengthen that. It needs doing along the bottom of there as well. Trim along the bottom of there. So I can do that next. So it's just sanding and filler work now. But I have got to put the bumper back on. So I'm going to let this dry overnight now. That line there's got to be adjusted. So I'll let it dry and start the bodywork tomorrow, I think. So I may even do that in the next episode. Hopefully I'll have my new camera as well by then instead of using the iPhone. My old camera's knackered. So if you've liked this video and you like the progress so far, please like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.